Sudevaya
Narayanam namaskrityam
Narayanam namaskrityam
Naram chaiva narottamam
Naram chaiva narottamam
Devim saraswatim vyasam
Devam saraswatim vyasam
Tado jayamudhiraye
Tato jayamudiraye
Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu
Nashtaprayeshu abhadreshu
Nityam bhagavata sevaya
Nityam bhagavata sevaya
Bhagavati uttama sloke
Bhagavati uttama shloke
Bhaktir bhavati naishtigim.
bhaktir bhavati naistikim.
Please repeat after me. Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya
Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Jaya Jaya Sri Chaitanya
Jaya Jaya Shri Chaitanya
Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Nityananda
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Jaya Dvaita Chandra Jaya
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Hare Krishna Hare Krishna
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Krishna Krishna Hare Hare
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Hare Rama Hare Rama
Rama Rama Hare Hare
Rama Rama Hare Hare.
Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Jena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshna Bhutale Srimade Mukhannath Swami Dinamine Namo Vishnupadaya Krishna Preshna Bhutale Srimade Bhakti Vedanta Swami Dinamine Namaste Saraswata Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Deshatarine Om Hari Om Tat Sat. Hare Krishna, dear devotees, we share the screen. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes, Prabhuji.
Yes.
Hare Krishna. Thank you all, dear devotees, for joining. So today we were going through the most important aspect of important chapter. Sri Chait Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami has given that importance to the spiritual masters. Everything is a lessons for us. Everything is a learning for us. Should be very keen to understand Chaitanya Charitamrita in such a way that it's an ocean of knowledge. Chaitanya Charitamrita. We can very personally experience this when we goes through the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yesterday we were going through the spiritual masters, the importance of spiritual masters. Who is actually the spiritual master? How many types of spiritual masters are there? So this is all revealed in this chapter. Anybody remembers there are how many types of spiritual masters are there? Anybody? Can somebody unmute and say how many types of spiritual masters?
We talk about Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatan Goswami, Swarupa Damodar Goswami, then Sri Kaviraj, then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, and Vishwambara.
Chanath Chakravarti Thakur, yeah.
Prabhu, known as Vishwambara, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Vishwambara, yes. Yeah. So
And
these are Narottam Das Thakur, yes. Yes, these great personalities are our Guru Parampara, our Acharyas, and we are following their footsteps, no doubt into that. That's why we are also learning all of them and their glories, their transcendental activities, and how it's helping all of us. Then I was mentioning that there are three types of gurus. Three types of gurus. I mean, whatever Mataji mentioned, all these gurus comes in three categories. At least,
Guru,
at least two categories. Yeah. Go ahead.
Tol Guru, the Shiksha Guru and Diksha Guru.
Yes. Siksha Guru and Diksha Guru and also Chaitya Guru.
Sol. You said
Who is,
Sol Guru.
who is Chaitya Guru? Who is Chaitya Guru?
Krishna.
Krishna himself in the form of a Paramatma. In the form of a Paramatma. So Paramatma also inside as well as outside. So the same Paramatma acting, the same Paramatma is within us, guide us as a Chaitya Guru. The same Paramatma, repeating that word, also outside, also guiding us, Diksha Guru as well as Diksha Guru. In one sense, there is no. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is revealing this tattva in these chapters. Who is the Guru and who is exactly and whose expansions are all these gurus? It's very nicely Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami explaining it. Yesterday we went through this beautiful, descriptions of the Narottam Das Thakur, Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur, Bhakti Vinod Thakur. I think many times we heard also that their glories. So now we can continue this over here. So if anybody would like to read since we belong to that paragraph, anybody would like to read, please go ahead.
Can I continue, Prabhuji?
Yes, you can continue. Yes, you can start with it, and other devotees can also read one by one. So I want everybody to be participated. Want everybody to take advantage of this when you will read, recite, remember, meditate, all this beneficial devotees, no doubt. So please go ahead. Yes, let's start with it.
Since we belong to this chain of disciplic succession from Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this edition of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita will contain nothing newly manufactured by our tiny brains, but only remnants of food originally eaten by the Lord himself. Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu does not belong to the mundane plane of the three qualities of the modes. He belongs to the transcendental plane beyond the reach of the imperfect sense perception of the living being. Even the most erudite mundane scholar cannot approach the transcendental plane unless he submits himself to the transcendental. I had a transcendental sound with the receptive mood. For in that mood, only one can realize the message of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. What will be described herein, therefore, has nothing to do with the experimental thoughts created by the speculative habits of inert minds. The subject matter of this book is not a mental concoction, but factual spiritual experience that one can realize only by accepting the line of disciplic succession described above. Any deviation from that line will bewilder the reader's understanding of the mystery of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, which is transcendental literature meant for the postgraduate study of one who has realized all the Vedic literatures such as the Upanishad, Vedanta Sutra, and their natural commentaries such as Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita.
Yeah. So this is very wonderful. Srila Prabhupada is describing in such a way that what exactly this Chaitanya Charitamrita is. So dear devotees, this gives us the essence of all. So this is a nectar which can take us beyond this mortal material world. just by understanding this. This also, Chaitanya Charitamrita is also a postgraduate study. And Srila Prabhupada mentioned that one should hear, one should read and understand Chaitanya Charitamrita as such a humble mood, with a surrendered mood, with a complete devotional mood. It's as mentioned that one who chants the holy name sincerely can understand this very thoroughly. And if we deviate from that, then we don't understand what is Chaitanya Charitamrita. Many times, people just, okay, let me read it. We don't come to that. Even as it's mentioned that only the most intelligent person can understand the confidential incarnation, the confidential appearance of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and who is that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Only those who are dedicated, those who are completely determined, and with that devotion, only that one can understand who is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And this, especially the nectar of this Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have to have that mood. So Srila Prabhupada gives us that introduction. One should approach the Chaitanya Charitamrita with that such a mood of devotion, such a mood of humbleness, such a mood of dedication. So if we deviate from that, then we will not come to the real understanding of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, this is just the introduction Srila Prabhupada gives. Okay, anybody else? The next paragraph.
I can go, Prabhu.
Yes, please go ahead.
This edition of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita is presented for the study of sincere scholars who are really seeking the absolute truth. It is not the arrogant scholarship of a mental speculator, but a sincere effort to serve the order of a superior authority, whose service is the life and soul of this humble effort. It does not deviate even slightly from the revealed scriptures, and therefore anyone who follows in the disciplic success in the disciplic line will be able to realize the essence of this book simply by the method of oral reception.
Yes, exactly. And Srila Prabhupada is revealing that one should have that such a devotion and sincerity to study this transcendental literature. And this is the essence of all the other scriptures, which is not deviating, or this not that somebody concocted it. This is a complete. Chaitanya Charitamrita has mentioned that a postgraduate study. And what does that mean? That means that the ocean of all the scriptures essence which is comprised here in this Chaitanya Charitamrita. When each verse, we will see that, later, how profound it is, how profound, and it's like a cream, like, that the mangoes, when it is initially ripened and it comes to come to that the real ripened fruit. Similarly, this is Srimad Bhagavatam is considered as a ripened fruit. But when it comes to Chaitanya Charitamrita, it's most ripened fruit in the real form. And one can even, just by seeing it, can understand this. That's why in order to come to that, the real taste of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, and one should have that sincere efforts and humble efforts to understand this. This is the essence of all the scriptures. And then also it is mentioned that one who follows the disciplic succession. It's not that, it's very important, dear devotees, because of the moment we connect with our Acharya Parambara, Guru Parambara, what happens? All the mercies of all the gurus will come upon us because of we are following their footsteps, following their path. So whoever comes to that line, whoever connects to that Guru Parambara, the disciplic succession, naturally all that blessings, all that mercy will come upon us. Then it's very easy to understand. So that's another aspect of Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. Okay, let's go to the next paragraph. Anybody?
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. I can read it.
Hare Krishna, please.
The first chapter of Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita begins with the 14 Sanskrit verses that describe the absolute truth. Then the next 3 Sanskrit verses describe the principal deities of Vrindavan, namely Sri Radha Madan Mohan, Sri Radha Govinda Dev, and Sri Radha Gopinath Ji. The first of the 14 verses is a symbolic representation of the supreme truth, and the entire first chapter is in actuality devoted to this single verse, which describes Lord Chaitanya in his 6 different transcendental expansions.
So we are getting into the first chapter and different verses. So here, Srila Prabhupada gave little more descriptions of these verses. The first chapter of Chaitanya Charitamrita begins with 14 Sanskrit verses that describe the absolute truth. So anybody remembers or anybody knows what is that absolute truth about Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu? The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is considered as the absolute truth, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. That truth is actually, yes, Panchatattva. That absolute truth is again come to the another aspect of Panchatattva, the five truths. So as is mentioned that Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Surupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktiyam. Anybody knows that? Who are that? Five Tattva, Panchatattva. Discuss a little more about that, right? So anybody knows that? And what is Tattva? Anybody remembers? Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Surupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktiyam. So this is where the supreme absolute truth, the Supreme Lord Himself, is manifested as the Panchatattva. That's why many times we have a Panchatattva. I mean, we don't know what exactly this Panchatattva is. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, manifested in these five forms. And who are they? Bhakta Rupa, in the form of a devotee. Who is that Bhakta Rupa? Anybody knows? Who is that Bhakta Rupa?
Nityananda Advaita Gadadhara Srinivas
Thakur.
Good. Of course, that's true. But I'm just, there is Panchatattva. Out of this Panchatattva, there is as mentioned that Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Surupakam Bhaktavadaram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktiyam. This is the absolute truth divided into five simple truth. So it's mentioned that Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Surupakam. Bhakta Rupa. Just wanted to know who is Bhakta Rupa? Is
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu.
Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is manifested in the form of a devotee. So this is we can see as an external, that there is an internal reason also. External reason, externally, that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared as manifested as a form of a devotee. That's why it's also mentioned that two ways we can worship Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. The one way is that Supreme Personality of Godhead. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Supreme Personality of Godhead. We worship as He is the Supreme Lord. Also, we can worship Chaitanya Mahaprabhu as a devotee of Supreme Lord. So that's why Bhakta Rupa, the Supreme Lord, Krishna himself manifested as a form of a devotee. So here, Panchatattva is nothing but he is explaining the supreme position of a devotee. Okay? And it is mentioned that Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is revealing that the Supreme Lord manifested in various forms of a devotee is none other than the Krishna himself. So Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa, who is that Bhakta Rupa? Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Bhakta Rupa Surupakam. Surupakam means expansion of that devotee. Okay, expansion of that Rupa. Lord himself was come as Rupa. That's what is Bhakta Rupa. Lord himself was come as a form of a devotee. And that form of a devotee's expansion is actually Nityananda Prabhu. That is known as Surupakam. Bhakta Rupa Surupakam. Then who is Bhakta Avadaram? Who is the incarnation of that devotee? Incarnation of that devotee? Bhakta. Who is Bhakta Avadaram? Who is the incarnation of a devotee? Anybody? Advaita Acharya. Exactly. He is the incarnation of that devotee. So Krishna himself come as a form of a devotee. Nityananda Prabhu also expanded from as the form of the expansion of that devotee. Then incarnation of that devotee. This is what, the Lord's another expansion. There is Swamsha and Vibindamsha, Tadegatmaka Rupa, right? Like that, the different forms, the Lord expanded himself in different ways. So similarly, that Supreme Personality of Godhead, Krishna, manifested in the form of a devotee, an expansion of a devotee of that devotee, then that avatar, incarnation of that devotee, that's Advaita Acharya, then Bhaktavadaram, Bhaktakyam, pure devotee. Who is the pure devotee here? The Panchatattva? Who is
Gadadhar
the...
Swami. Gadadhar Pandit.
No. The pure devotee is Srivas.
Oh,
Okay?
Srivas.
Srivas and Namami Bhakta Shaktigam. Who is that Bhakta Shakti?
Yeah.
Gadadhar Pandit. Bhakta Shakti is the Gadadhar Pandit. So who is Gadadhar Pandit in another aspect? Who is Gadadhar?
Srimati Radha.
Srimati Radharani. Srimati Radharani. So Krishna himself, here we need to understand. So Krishna himself appeared as a form of a devotee in the mood of Srimati Radharani. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when exhibited his form, original form to Ramananda Rai. So we know that in the Godavari, in the banks of Godavari, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Ramananda Rai had a wonderful discussion. And there's another section of, we can see in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Beautiful discussion. Finally, and Ramananda Rai Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was asking, who is a devotee? And what is the great fortune? What is the best thing that one can have? What is the knowledge? And everything Ramananda Rai is mentioning. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked this question, what a person is supposed to do in order to elevate himself. Initially, Ramananda Rai started with Varna and Ashram. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu couldn't satisfy much. Then further asked that, is that all? Then further Ramananda Rai was mentioned that, no, it's not that only Varna and Ashram. One has to engage in the devotion. And then is that all? No. Then one has to come to that, the pure devotional stage, that's Suprema. And then who is that, the ultimate form of that, the form of that devotion, then it comes to the stage of, Srimati Radharani. It was a nice, wonderful discussion between Ramananda Rai and Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, which is mentioned in the Madhyakand. So then finally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then revealed his original identity to Sri Ramananda Rai. What was that identity? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu shows his form, that is Radha and Krishna combined form. So Ramananda Rai could see that all on a sudden, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is none other than Sri Radha and Krishna. Ramananda Rai saw that the beautiful darshan of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Also, anybody else? Can you remember anybody else who's seen the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of Sri Radha and Krishna, or in the other forms? Anybody?
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya.
Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya also saw the form of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. In which form? In which form Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu?
Six Bhuja form.
It's a Shadbhuja form.
Shadbhuja form.
Shadbhuja form. Sri Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya saw the, and also the devotees, and in the Mahaprakashana Leela, and also Chaitanya Mahaprabhu showed this beautiful form of Radha and Krishna to the devotees. So like that, many places Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed this form. So Radha and Krishna combined form, but that Krishna, that combined form of Krishna appeared as a devotee, but internal mood is actually as a form of Srimati Radharani. And then experiencing, or that relishing, as Krishna, how relishing in the mood of Srimati Radharani. So that's why it's called combined form. Krishna is relishing the mood of Srimati Radharani. It was the internal reason of it. External reason to exhibit this as a devotee, so that exhibit that what is a devotee, Bhaktarup. What is the form of a devotee? What a devotee is supposed to do? What is the ultimate purpose and the goal of a devotee? Everything Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was revealing to everybody. So then as we see that, then the expansion of the devotee is Nityananda Prabhu. But in reality, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is Krishna, or Radharani combined, Krishna himself, and Nityananda Prabhu is none other than the Lord Balaram. Lord Balaram. Nityananda Prabhu is none other than Nityananda Ram. Is mentioned that Nityananda Ram. Nityananda Ram is none other than the Baladev in Krishna Leela. The same Lord appeared. Of course, the immediate expansion, that Sarup of Krishna is Nityananda or Balaram. This is like that. So the Krishnas, the Bhakta Roop and the Bhakta Sarup, immediate expansion of that Bhakta Roop is, the Sarup is Lord Nityananda. So now we can see that the incarnation is Advaita Acharya. So Lord is also incarnated as a form of a devotee. That is, this is the external reason. There are additionally internal reasons are there that we will see. So these are the external reasons, so that in order to assist Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in, to promote this bhakti, the devotion, the pure devotion. So Advaita Acharya is also manifested in the form of an incarnated as devotee incarnation. Then pure devotee, that means one who execute this pure devotion, so that everybody else can understand this, what is pure devotion. So Srivas, that's why we could see that in the Chaitanya Leela, the first Sankirtan is started at the courtyard of Srivas Sangat. So that's where Chaitanya Mahaprabhu started this Sankirtan. And Srivas, and there were lots of obstacles were there. Srivas was so wonderful, so much attached to Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in order to execute this devotion, loving devotion. One time, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu everybody was around having this wonderful Sankirtan. And Sankirtan was going on for quite a long time, and during this night time. So then, in the inside chambers of the house, there were some devotees could hear that the weeping sound, crying sound of the Madajis, the ladies. And then somehow they pulled Srivas, and mentioned to that Srivas' sons passed away. And that's why the ladies were crying, in the inside rooms. So Srivas didn't bother, in the sense, didn't have that, or Srivas didn't come and to mention that, oh, my son is by. No, Srivas just hold it. Just hide it and hold it. And then Kirtan continued. Kirtan was continued like all night. And it was an ecstatic Kirtan, and everybody was in an ecstasy of it. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu saw that Srivas, after that Kirtan, he was, in the face that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu would understand that something is not good, now something is not looking good. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then understood that Srivas' son is passed away. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was little, inside and outside, appreciating the mood of Srivas, the mood of devotion. And Srivas, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned, Srivas, why didn't you tell me? So what Srivas replied? Srivas said, death is imminent for everybody. It will come. But the moment of that, the holy name, moment of that association of you, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is greater than all of this. Death can come at any time, but this will not get at any time. Only by fortunate soul, only very specific moments we are on earth. That's why we have this your association that I didn't want to break. Death can come to anybody at any point of time. Mahaprabhu, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased with that reply. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came inside the room. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought that departed soul back to the body of the son of Srivas. And then as soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu brought the soul back to the body of, and then he started to speak. And then said that this is my time. And I have to go. And I don't want to leave this world anymore. This is my time to go. And everybody was so wondered. Then again, after that, this boy departed. So dear devotees, so the reason for that Srivas was expanding that the form of a pure devotee. Many people tried to deviate that, try to change that consciousness of Srivas. but Srivas didn't bother about anything and become a pure devotee. And that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, even whenever Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has this Sankirtan, this chanting of the holy name only with his close associates. So as soon as the close associates, all the pure devotees come inside, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed no more, no other devotee, non-devotees. There was no entrance to the non-devotees. Only those pure devotees are allowed to come inside in the association, the chanting of the holy name. This is also another lesson for all of those. Unless and until we purify ourselves, come to that sincere effort, we cannot chant. So then they closed the doors and everybody was completely in ecstasy of chanting the holy name. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to reveal this to everyone, that what one can get when they chant properly, sincerely, attentively the holy name sincerely. So what one can attain. So this wanted to explain. That's why this five tattva, the absolute principle, absolute tattva, is manifested in this form of five other aspects of the bhakta, the devotion. So here we can see that your devotee is Srivas Pandit. And then Bhakta Shaktigam. Who is that Bhakta Shaktigam? That where do we get that Shakti? Where do we get that Shakti? We get that Shakti from the Supreme Lord Himself, or Srimati Radharani. So here in the case of Bhakta Shaktigam means Srimati Radharani is also manifested. So Radharani is the energy, the potency of this bhakti. So as yesterday I was mentioning about that, the original spiritual master is Srimati Radharani. From the Srimati Radharani, we get this potency to serve the Supreme Lord. To serve the Supreme Lord. So that's why we pray to Srimati Radharani. So in this Pancha Tattva, Srimati Radharani is also there in order to give, in order to grant, in order to give that Shakti to everybody to perform this loving devotion. So that's why it's very important, dear devotees, before we chant the holy name, before we do any services, devotional services, we chant this mantra, Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda, Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaurabhakti. Why? Because of, unless and until we have the mercy of this, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Advaita Acharya, Gadadhara Pandit, and Srivas Thakur. So then their abundance, immense mercy that one can achieve when we remember them. So it is mentioned that one can eradicate all their sins just by chanting the Gauranga Nityananda. Just we say Gauranga, just we say Nityananda, that's good enough. Then one can eradicate all their, because of their absolute truth. They are the complete, the pure, the complete, the supreme personality of Godhead. Even if just we take their names, itself is good enough, dear devotees. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also explained that in the first, the sections of this chapter, mainly the five principle or five tattva of the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Okay. Then Chaitanya, in the Chaitanya Charitamrita also reveals that the principal deities of Vrindavan. So as I mentioned that, then Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami wanted to compile this Chaitanya Charitamrita, and little doubt whether I should do it or not, whether I am able to do it or not, whether I am qualified enough to do it or not. All these thoughts were there in the hearts of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. But everybody else is insisting also, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, what to do. And then they were, telling and insisting, but Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was not sure, because it's not an easy task. So with that mind, one time, then Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami came in the Radha Madan Mohanji temple. And that time there were Jagannatha Goswami, Sri Goswami, Sanatana Goswami, Lokanath Goswami, everybody was there in that, in front of that Sri Radha Madan Mohanji. And then immediately Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami came and paid the obeisances in front of Sri Radha Madan Mohanji. That time, there was a garland fall from the Radha Madan Mohanji's and came to the neck of the, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. When Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami got up, the garland was there on the neck of Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. Everybody was so applauded and appreciated and jubilated mode, jubilation mode, that this is the Lord's mercy, this is Lord's wishes and the desire. The Lord was telling you that you should write this, you should continue with this, compiling this Chaitanya Charitamrita. So Lord's mercy is there. So why it is so important?
The benefits enrollment, Jeshna, as usual, I've included you for the medical insurance and everything else.
I think somebody is also speaking in the background. Okay, can you put on mute? So that's the reason Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also explaining this in the first, the chapter about the deities of Vrindavan, the prominent deities especially. So there is Radha Madan Mohan deities, and Radha Govinda deities, and Radha Gopinath deities. And Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is giving loads of importance and paying the obeisances to these deities in this chapter. Anybody knows that why Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami brought these three deities? There are a lot of deities in Vrindavan. Why Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami was mentioning these three deities? Anybody knows the specific reason?
That's it is Sambandha Abhidaya Prayojana.
Yes, exactly. That's true. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj, because see, dear devotee, this is the importance of understanding the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami realized and understood that there is a process, there is a sambandha, one has to have the relationship with the Supreme Lord. They were all experiencing it, no matter what. So in order to establish that relationship with the Supreme Lord, and if you worship Sri Sri Radha Madan Mohanji, this is where it started, Radha Madan Mohanji. We know that. Radha Madan Mohanji is whose deity? Anybody knows? Radha Madan Mohanji is whose deity is?
Sanatan Goswami.
Sanatan Goswami. And before Sanatan Goswami received this deity, it was whose deity? The Radha Madan Mohanji. Anybody remembers? Anybody knows that wonderful pastime? Who
of Krishna, Vajra?
Vajranav, yes, that is true. Vajranav was actually originally carved, and then later, who was worshipping this deity? Anybody remembers? It was by Advaita Acharya. Advaita Acharya was worshipping this deity, the Radha Madan Mohanji. It was actually originally known as Madana Gopal deity. Instead of Madan Mohan, it was Madana Gopal deity. And there was one devotee in Vrindavan, and then Advaita Acharya was there in Vrindavan. Advaita Acharya was worshipping the deity. Then before leaving, and then there was a one Brahmana called Chaube, and Chaube was then passing the Vrindavan, and then Chaube got this deity. It's known as Madana Gopal deity. And then Chaube got this, and this deity was so powerful, so wonderful. And one time, when Chaube was worshipping the deity at the same time. One time, when Sanatana Goswami came to Chaube's house, there is, of course, the Madhukari. He saw that this Madana Gopal is playing with the children, of Chaube's house. This deity was playing with the children, can you imagine, in the original form of the Supreme Lord. So that means it's so merciful, so merciful. And then that night, Chaube saw a dream that, and also Sanatana Goswami also saw a dream that this deity came and told to Chaube that I would like to go with Sri Sanatana Goswami. So Chaube was surprised. Then Sanatana Goswami also saw the same dream that the Lord will come and you should worship. So then Chaube, mentioned this to Sri Sanatana Goswami, and then Sanatana Goswami started to worship Sri Madana Gopal. And then Sanatana Goswami was a mendicant, basically nothing, and whatever it's get it, and then offer to, Madan Mohan deity, Madana Gopal. And every day, maybe little atta, little get something, and sometimes nothing, and sometimes nothing is there to do anything. And what Sri Sanatana Goswami does, Sanatana Goswami puts little salt in it, or not salt even, just puts little water and just mix it and offer to Madana Gopal. You know what happened? Madana Gopal was speaking to Sanatana Goswami. Madana Gopal was saying, can you, oh Avadhuta, oh Mahashaya, can you put little salt in it? How can I eat this? See, dear devotees, this is the relationship one can develop with the Lord. Okay. So this Lord was speaking to Madana, Sanatana Goswami or Mahashaya, can you put little salt in it? He said, how can I eat this? You know what Sanatana Goswami said and replied? Oh Lord, you know that. I'm a mendicant. I don't have anything. I just go out and whatever the beg for alms, matukari, and I get it and I bring it. Whatever I get it, I give to you. So now you are asking salt. And then going forward, you may ask more and more and think. And you may need opulent, everything. And where will I get it? So I can't. So this is what I can do, O Lord. But in the deep heart of Sanatana Goswami was also thinking that to offer everything to the Lord. So this is the time there was one merchant was going through the Yamuna to Madhura. All on a sudden, what happened? This boat stuck with some of the, the land on there, and it was also about to get night. And then what happened? This merchant is full of load of his items, and it was actually the salt and all in the entire boat. So he goes to the Mathura and sell it and get good profit and come back. This was going on. But he stuck on some of the, the side of this Yamuna and stuck there. And he was very well knew that, those areas there were dacoits and all, they come and plunder everything. And it was getting dark and this merchant didn't know that what to do. So on after, when he saw that there was further apart, further far, he saw that there is a light. So he just put the boat there and he came to this hermitage. It was just a small hermitage there, where Sanatana Goswami was residing, and then the deity was also there, Madana Gopal. And then Sanatana Goswami that were there and reading and writing the books and things like that. And this merchant came and mentioned, my boat is stuck over there. I don't know what to do. I was going to the Mathura and to sell all my products. But now I'm so afraid and I don't know what to do. And then all those things. So then Sanatana Goswami said, I am a sadhu. I can't do anything. I don't have anything. I don't have any capacity. If you want, see, look at that. Behind me, there is Madana Gopal. The Lord is there. You just go and pray to him. He will take care of you. So this merchant came and in front of Madana Gopal and prayed. And then he went. And then what happened? All on a sudden, then the Yamuna, the water in the Yamuna is raised up, is risen, and then the boat is started to move. He saw that this is a miracle and this is the mercy of the Lord. He went to Mathura, he sold all his things, and he got good profit. And while he coming back, he stopped there and he came back to, Sanatana Goswami and told, this is what has happened. I would like to do something for the Lord, something for you. Sanatana Goswami said, yes, if you would like to do something can you make a temple for my Lord Madana Gopal? So then that merchant made a beautiful stone temple you can see that when you go to the Parikrama, the Vrindavan Parikrama, you can see that the Radha Madan Mohan temple. And then that's where the Madan Mohan and then also deity came from I think it came from Orissa, the Srimati Radharani. So came from, and then this became the Radha Madan Mohan. So the reason for mention that, so Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, all these wonderful devotees, they were more there in the Radha Madan Mohanji temple. And then one worship the Sri Radha Madan Mohanji, then easily one develop the relationship with the Supreme. That's where it's called Sambandha deity, Sambandha. So these three deities, Sambandha, Abhideya, and Prayojana. Then there is a beautiful deity of Sri Radha Govinda Dev. So Sri Radha Govinda Dev is, especially Sri Rupa Goswami was personally worshipping the Radha Govinda Dev. So Rupa Goswami, and there was a personal connection also the same time. Similarly, Sri Rupa Goswami also received the deity of Sri Radha Govinda Dev. How? There was one time Sri Rupa Goswami was sitting, under a tree, and saw that there was one little a calf going to another place, little place over there, and then giving the milk. There's a cow and a calf. They're going there in a place where giving the milk. And the Rupa Goswami went there and saw the deity is actually behind and underneath, like in a cave. So Rupa Goswami got the deity of Govinda Dev. This was originally carved by Vajranath, the Radha Govinda Dev deity. Then Sri Rupa Goswami then established the temple, the Radha Govinda Dev temple there in Vrindavan. But then when Aurangzeb attacked, then the original deity moved to Jaipur, and then later it was destroyed, the temple, at least the top part. Still that the part is there, the original temple. And right now it is Pradipu deity, actually not the original deity, but Radha Govinda Dev. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami glorifying Sri Radha Govinda Devji because of it gives us that one who worship Radha Govinda Dev, that one can easily attain that the process of the devotional service. The devotees, one can attain the devotional service. One can see that the love and awe and the reverence, the loving devotion to the Supreme, the Lord manifests to that one who worships Radha Govinda Dev. That's why the process, so one can attain the process. What is that process? That the devotional service, how to execute the devotional service, that one can attain. So then, of course, then Radha Gopinath deity. Gopinath, who is Gopinath? Krishna. Gopi, the husband of gopis, Gopinath. And that's also, there is also a beautiful pastime behind it. And then also the Radha Gopinath deity is also manifest. So what is the important, what is the essence of Radha Gopinath deity? It's nothing but that one can attain that the result, one who worship. So one's take of Radha Madan Mohan, Radha Govinda Dev, Radha Gopinath deity, and one who worship their devotees, this is where one comes to that ultimate perfection of his devotion, that one attain the Supreme Lord as his as that devotee's husband, Gopinath. The ultimate shelter, ultimate prayojana. So one who worship, one who dedicate himself, one who execute this loving devotion to the Supreme, by the mercy of Radha Madan Mohana, with the mercy of Sri Radha Govinda Dev, one can come to that ultimate perfection or success of his devotion, is that one will become completely, eternally, closely associated with the Supreme Lord as Gopinath. So dear devotees, that's why Chaitanya Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami revealing this in Chaitanya Charitamrita, that the three principal deities of Vrindavan, because of they are the deities of Sambandha Dev, and Sambandha, Abhideya Dev, and the Prayojana Dev. Prayojana. So that's why Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami revealing this over here in Chaitanya Charitamrita. Okay, thank you so much. And then who is going to read the next paragraph, the first manifestation? Go ahead.
I can do that, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Yes, please. Yep.
The first manifestation described in is the spiritual master who appears in two plenary paths called the initiating spiritual master and the instructing spiritual master. They are identical because both of them are phenomenal manifestations of the supreme truth. Next described are the devotees who are divided into two classes, namely the apprentices and the graduates. Next are the incarnations, the avatars of the Lord, who are explained to be non-different from the Lord. These incarnations are considered in three divisions: incarnations of the potency of the Lord, incarnations of his qualities, and incarnations of his authority. In this connection, Lord Sri Krishna Krishna's direct manifestation and his manifestations for transcendental pastimes are discussed. Next, considered are the potencies of the Lord, of which three principal manifestations are described: the consorts in the kingdom of God, Vaikuntha, the queens of Dwarka Dham, and the highest of all, the damsels of Rajdama. Finally, there is the Supreme Lord Himself, who is the fountainhead of all these manifestations.
These manifestations. It's so wonderful, the devotees. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami is so profoundly explaining all these factors. The first manifestation described is a spiritual master. So, who is spiritual master? Again, as mentioned that the Lord Himself, the Paramatma Himself, internally as well as externally. There are two manifestations of that spiritual master. One is initiating spiritual master, another is instructing spiritual master. Yesterday we were going through this in very, big, in detail. So initiating spiritual master, who is Diksha Guru, and the instructing spiritual master is nothing but the Shiksha Guru, one who gives a Shiksha, the transcendental knowledge. Diksha, one who gives that connecting oneself to that Diksha, right? Connecting oneself to that, the Guru Parambara or to Krishna. So these two, initiating and instructing spiritual master, none other than the same form of the Paramatma, right? So this is the way that one sees it. They are identical because of both the more phenomenal manifestation of the supreme truth. See that? The phenomenal manifestations of the supreme truth. So then next described are the devotees. So there are two classes of devotees mentioned Sri Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami. One who's in the apprentices and then graduates. So naturally there are three kinds of devotees. One is Kanishta Adhikari, then it is Madhyama Adhikari, and then there is Uttama Adhikari. So here again the graduates comes under this Madhyama and Uttama, right? Then the postgraduates. So that's why this is apprentices actually known as the Kanishta Adhikaris or Kanishta devotees. So who are the Kanishta devotees? Anybody knows? Who are the Kanishtas? Who are the Kanishta devotees?
The neophytes?
The neophytes, the beginners, right? The beginners are the Kanishta, or is known as Kanishta, means the beginners or the neophytes. So then there is Madhyama Adhikari, is intermediate, and then Uttama Adhikari, the pure devotion, one who was in the pure devotional platform. So there is always why it is mentioned that it's mentioned that they are adhikaris. Adhikaris means they have power, they have spiritual potency. Adhikar. They have spiritual potency. Even though they begin with it, they are also adhikaris. They are not as Kanishta because of the Lord's mercy, the spiritual masters, Guru's mercy is there, and they are connected with the Guru Parambara. They are connected with the spiritual master, and they are connected with the Supreme Lord. So they have an adhikar. But compared to the graduates or the postgraduates or Madhyama Adhikari, Uttama Adhikari, they are not up to that level. So Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also details all these different aspects of these devotional platforms, right? One is the Kanishta, the beginning, the next is intermediate, and then the absolute, the supreme, the beyond that. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in this Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami also mentioned about the incarnations of the Supreme Lord. So there are very beautiful. There are 6 kinds of incarnations out there, and then 5 types of liberations and incarnations of the Supreme Lord. Then Krishna's direct manifestations and the expansions and plenary expansions, and then there are pastimes of the Lord, and then different potencies of the Lord. See how beautiful it is. So where it is all applying it. So this is, we may see Bhagavatam, we may see the different energies of the Lord. We may see an external energy, internal energy, the 24 elements of the Lord, Mahatattva, Lord expanding himself in various forms and all. But Chaitanya Charitamrita is revealing us a complete understanding of that Supreme in a very devotional way. Who is that incarnation? And what is the purpose of that incarnation? How that incarnation is manifesting in this world. Who is that devotee? And how that devotee has a relationship with that Supreme Lord. So this is what is Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is Chaitanya Charitamrita, the cream of everything. So it reveals us that what a living entities has, his relationship and his processes, and where he is going to reach by this all this wonderful process. So as mentioned there in this paragraph, that Lord's incarnation also not different from him, but he incarnate in order to give, in order to reciprocate with his devotees. The ultimate aim of it, ultimate goal of the incarnation is nothing but to kill anything, but to give paritranaya sadhuna, to give that wonderful and reciprocate with his devotees. That's a primary, function of the Supreme Lord. And that's the one reason, main reason actually Lord coming down in various forms. That Narasimhadev came just to protect Prahlad Maharaj. Vamanadev came to protect the demigods. And the same time, Lord Ram came to protect all the sages and to protect the sadhus and to rescue the Mother Earth, and so many ways. So like that. And Malsya Avadara came. Why Malsya Avadara came? To protect the Vedas. There are two kinds of incarnation of Malsya. One is to protect the Vedas. Another incarnation of Malsya Avadara is to protect the Manu, the Satyavrata Muni, the Manu. So the Manu of the age, Vaivasuda Manu. So like that. So Lord comes Kurma, the tortoise incarnation. What Lord appeared the tortoise in order to give protection to his devotees, the demigods. And the Mandara mountain, he was churning the ocean of milk, and then churning that. Lord had to hold this. Why? Because of demigods will get. So the Lord is always there to protect his devotees. So Lord's incarnation is coming just because to protect his devotees. So like that. Then also explaining the details of the various potencies of the Lord, that potencies and the consorts of the Lord. And in various, in Dwaraka Dham, who is that? And who is that devotee? Who is that the immediate expansion? Who is that the Supreme Lord consort? Who are they? Like Srimati Radharani manifest again in the form of in the Dwaraka. And who is that? That is Mother Rukmini in the form expansion. And then again in the Vaikunda, who is that? That is Mother Lakshmi. And then again that is in the Vrajadam, in the Goloka Vrindavan. Who is that? All the potencies, the gopis and Srimati Radharani. So it's various aspects like this, so beautiful to understand this. This is a complete understanding. This is where that we can all have the very, very complete understanding of all. So I think it's already 8 o'clock, and I don't want to again, go further. So let me stop here, and thank you so much for being there. And together we are learning this from the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the internal reasons or the intrinsic aspects of this, the Supreme Lord, and in the form of a devotee and how it's exhibiting, and one has to, how one can come to that stage of, come to that level of that, the spiritual or the devotional platform. So thank you so much. I'll stop here, and we'll see that anybody would like to add anything, any other comments or questions. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavat Pranam. You mentioned that Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya, Sri Chaitanya Prabhu showed in the Shadbhuja. Shadbhuja means
Yes.
6 limbs?
Six hands. 6 hands, yes. 6 hands. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is revealed when Sri Sarvabhaum Bhattacharya was completely surrendered to him. Completely surrendered that this not. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu completely transformed. That's the time Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu revealed his original form, 6 hands. The one hand is actually, it's like Lord Ram's, like, bows and arrows, right? And the another hand, the flute. Krishna was holding the flute in 2 other hands. Then the other hand is actually, then again, the books, the Vedas, and the books, and then the chanting, the whatever is good for the Sankirtan, that is Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wanted to show to Sri Swami Bhattacharya that he is none other than Lord Ram, he is none other than the Lord Krishna, and he is the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, that the Lord himself came for to distribute the devotion, the holy name to everybody. That's why it showed like that to Swami Bhattacharya.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. Anybody else? Any other
Why
comment?
they said themselves of the Vrajada?
Damsel says, exactly, that's a word which it doesn't use for the mundane people. Damsels means those who are heavenly being. They are extremely, extremely, powerful, beautiful. And so those who are heavenly beings is addressed by these kinds of good damsels of rich. So they are not kind of an ordinary. They are very exquisite, beautiful, and, all qualities and wonderful.
So themselves are girls, right? Young girls.
Yes, and girls, beautiful girls, they are, they are in the exhibiting in the pastimes of the Supreme Lord. So they are not addressed with spiritual master is not addressed with the spiritual master is addressed with the guru, right? We don't say that an ordinary name or call him or something, like that. Everybody has their own roles. So they have their own. So this is the word which use themselves. So their position is not like in a mundane material world that we say, like young girls. Yes, they are beautiful damsels of rich. So these are some technical terms uses in order to address them.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? We discussed a lot today. Any comments? Any other reflections? Everybody's there? Or is still okay. Hare Krishna. Any other comments? Any other realizations? Any reflections? Anybody would like to add? Okay. So we'll be having.
We did not discuss about Radha Gopinath ji. Third one. Did we discuss about Sri Radha Gopinath ji?
Yes, Mataji. We discussed and Radha Madan Mohan, and not in the great detail that we can discuss in later, right? We don't want to take too much time for all of these things. Yes. And Radha Gopinath ji also, which was carved by Vajranapa. But who is Vajranapa? Anybody knows who is Vajranapa?
Grandson of Krishna, Prabhuji.
Yes, the grandson of Krishna, who was there in Vrindavan. So Vajranapa carved his deities, 7 deities. Vajranapa carved 7 deities, 7 forms, 7 sets of deities. Vajranapa carved. That's why mainly the 7. The Goswami temples are actually by this, these deities mainly. So then Vajranapa and established these various temples in different places. But then due course of time, it's also then disappeared. Then then it's manifested. We know that the Gopalji deities in Govardhan. Anybody knows that the background of Gopalji deities in Govardhan? It was hidden behind a bush for almost more than 200 years. Gopalji deity. Yes, Madhavendra Puri saw a dream. He came to the dream of Madhavendra Puri. He told to Madhavendra Puri that I am behind these bushes. When the Muslims, this Aurangzeb attacked Vrindavan, the devotees hid the Gopalji deity behind a bush. When told to Madhavendra Puri that I'm lying down here behind a bush, please rescue me, please take me and worship. Madhavendra Puri then woke up and got all the other disciples and the devotees came to the place where he saw the dream, and there he saw that the deity of Gopalji. And then, of course, we have the beautiful pastimes of Kirchur Gopal and Gopal in the Govardhan. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to Govardhan, and this Gopalji deity also came down. That was another beautiful pastimes out there. So like that, each deity in Vrindavan has beautiful pastimes. So each deity is like Govinda Dev and Gopal, Gopinath deity. And, there is again, other deities like Shyamananda, Shyamasundar deities. Shyamasundar deities, brought or came down actually from Goloka Vrindavan, which was with the Shyamananda Pandit. So each deity has their own, there's wonderful pastimes behind it in Vrindavan. Okay.
Thank you, Prabhuji.
That we can take it in, different other times in detail. Okay. Anything else? Anybody else? We have Vajranath Prabhu is also here. Haribol, we were talking about Vajranath. Hare Krishna.
No, it's Rajanath Prabhuji. We have it here.
Yeah. Okay. So we'll conclude. And I think tomorrow everybody is preparing for the Thanksgiving Day. And we'll be having the class in the evening. So please join. So we'll continue this and discuss in detail. So thank you all the devotees for joining today. Let's conclude. And before that, we'll be having
a distribution call, right?
meeting calls, and we would humbly request devotees to stay, where we can discuss the detail about how we can distribute the books. Okay, thank you, dear devotees. And I would also humbly request everybody to stay so that we can, we can engage in the service of the Srila Prabhupada. Okay. This you, Paramananda Chaitanya Prabhu. Please thank you.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, dear devotees, for staying over. Let's just say Hari Bol for all the devotees who are distributing books and